Welcome to the course overview for the Junior and Try or Duathlon events at the Sea2sky Challenge. This is a general overview to run you through the course. First up, we have the schedule, so please check the website and also the race manual for any updates. Please note the briefing times, registration times, arrival times, when you need to drop off your shoes, and obviously your start times. When you pick up your race number at registration, you'll have a number, as you can see here, that will be worn on your front during the run leg. You will also receive a couple of stickers. One that you can see here is a whole panel of stickers. Each are labelled as to where they go. You'll also receive a timing chip and a strap. Please make sure that both the timing chip and the strap are around the left ankle and secured nice and strongly. A couple of pieces of key information. Firstly, your race number. Make sure it is showing on the front during the run leg. During the bike ride, this is a non-drafting event, which means you need to leave 10 metres between yourself and the rider in front. No music devices can be worn at all during the race. You cannot cross the centre line at any stage, and we'll be aiming to do the prize giving at around about 11:30. When you arrive on site on race morning, the transition will be laid out as you can see here, or very close to it. The Junior and Try Duathlon transition area will be at the back of the transition area next to the playground. So if you're looking at this map here, look at the bottom left hand corner. There will be one or two lines of transition racks. So it is a slightly longer run from the swim or the first run to the transition area. The toilets can be seen in the sort of middle right part of this image. They're simply using the public toilets, and please be mindful of any children in the play area, and we will have that area fenced off. You do not need to recheck in. Bike racks are individually numbered, so you simply need to go into the transition area, find your bike rack position, rack your bike, and then get ready to race. Please do not leave any bulky items in transition, and there is roadside parking all around the event site. Please do not park on the bike course though, so anywhere but the bike course. The swim is relatively straightforward. As with the full challenge, it starts over on the boat ramp just around the corner from the transition area. For the Junior and the Try options, they will simply swim directly out to an orange buoy, make a left-hand turn, and then swim directly into shore, aiming for the clock tower and then exiting at the steps in front of the cafe. For those doing the duathlon option, it will be a slightly different start to normal. You'll start at the steps by the swim exit. You'll run along the beach for around about 100 to 200 metres. You'll make a left-hand turn up a ramp, up onto the esplanade or the promenade. You'll make a right-hand turn and then run down to the turn point, which is around about 400 or 500 metres away. Turn at that point and then run straight back down the promenade, passing the finish line on the outside, not running down the finishing chute. And when you get back to the steps, you'll then merge with the swimmers that are exiting the swim and run into transition. Entering transition for the first time, whether you're doing the duathlon or the triathlon, you'll be following this blue line, entering past the paddling pool and between that and the cafe, running all the way around transition, following the blue line to the back left-hand corner where you'll pull a U-turn, run into transition, collect your bike, putting your helmet on before you touch your bike, and then following the red line, exiting transition out onto Heberdean Ave. You run your bike all the way over the mountain line, so you take your bike to the mountain line, go over the mountain line, then you can get on and away you go. The bike leg is made up of 3 laps where you ride up to Colenso Street and then you complete 3 laps. So you're making a right-hand turn out of the transition area, going around the first corner, making a left-hand turn into Head Street, which takes you up to Colenso, and then complete 3 laps of this sort of triangular course, which is all left-hand turns. So really important to count those 3 laps, and then at the end of your 3rd lap, you make a right-hand turn down into Head Street and return to transition the same way that you came out. Just a reminder, there is absolutely no drafting on the bike leg, which means you need to leave 10 metres between yourself and the person in front. So if someone does come past you, it's then your responsibility to drop back those 10 metres. You cannot immediately pass someone again. If you're unsure of these rules, please refer to the event manual or to the Triathlon New Zealand website. The second transition, you're basically retracing your steps in the opposite direction to what you did in the first transition. So you'll be running back through the main challenge area bike racks, and then you will rack your bike and run out the same way that you came in from either the first run if you were doing the duathlon or when you came in from the swim. So please have a really good look at this picture. It's important to get that second transition right. It's in the direct opposite to what you did first time round. You dismount at the dismount line, and then you run through the transition area, which won't have any bikes in it for all those doing the main challenge. Rack your bike, take your helmet off, and then run out the same way that you came in from the swim. Onto the final run, you'll run past the cafe and past the paddling pools the same way that you came in. Then you'll run down the steps for those that did the swim, down the steps that you come out. You'll run along the beach a couple of 100 meters, turn left up a ramp, and then you'll turn right to go down the esplanade. You'll run down to the first turn point, make a turn, come back, run to the run turn point close to the finish line, and then go out and do a second lap. So it is a 2-lap run with a slightly different start, and then at the end of the second lap you'll run down the finishing chute, arms in the air, and celebrate a fantastic day. If you're in a team, the cyclist will stand next to their bike waiting for either the swimmer or the runner to complete the first leg. They will go off and do their bike ride, and then at the second transition the runner will be waiting in the transition area where the cyclist will be about to re-rack their bike. The cyclist will rack their bike, run over to the runner, and then the runner takes off and does their run. The transition for the timing chip needs to happen between each athlete. So the timing chip is basically your baton. When the first athlete comes into transition, you swap the timing chip over to your cyclist, and then likewise at the second transition you do the same. So whoever is active needs to have the timing chip around their ankle. With your numbers, the runner who is doing the final run wears the bib number. The cyclist will have some stickers to put on their helmet and around their bike, and the swimmer or the first runner does not need to have a number. And events do not happen without sponsors, so please thank the sponsors. If you're considering making any purchases in the areas that they operate, please give them a look up. But anything, social media contact, anything like that, recommendations would be fantastic to ensure the events like this will carry on. This video is really just an overview of the course. Please read the course manual for further details. When you're out there, remember to smile. We're all supposed to be having a good time, and say thanks to Marshals because they're investing their time to make sure you can race. Have a fantastic event.